Thank you so much for staying with us. Now, the overlord of Aiyinasi Basake in the eastern Nzima in the western region has petitioned the IGP to investigate the illegal felling of trees in the forest reserves there. Last week, youth of the town who suspected a distilled chief to be behind the illegal felling of the trees protested in the two communities, leading to clash with vigilante groups of the distilled chief. A 13-year-old, we understand, died in that clash. And in the studio with me now is Nana Ano Amehe II, and he's the overlord of the area and signed the petition to the IGP, which has also now been forwarded to the Forestry Commission. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, let's start with the 13-year-old who has died. I mean, how did this all happen?
Yes, first of all and foremost, today you see me clad in red and black, and this our tradition. When you see a traditional ruler clad in red and black, it's a time of adversity. And let me take this opportunity to greet your viewers and express my deepest condolences to the family of the 13-year-old who was unfortunately killed during the deployment of vigilantes by this errant and non-gazetted chief who brought in these 28 strong vigilantes to come and wreak mayhem on the town.
All right, so let's talk about how, let's go to the beginning. Give us just a basic background, how the youth found out that the chief, or the now distilled chief, was the one doing this.
Basically, this chief who in 2014, I am the one who's supposed to install him.
Okay.
And he was not qualified to be the chief of Aiyinasi. And we took him through the system. And for some good reasons, or not so good reasons, he was imposed on us without my consent.
Imposed by who?
By the powers that be at that time.
Okay.
And I don't want to go into that.
Okay.
But really, what is at stake now is what I'm going to talk about. So this chief, because he was not properly installed, he has now resorted to creating mayhem by exploiting and pillaging our resources of the town. We have a lot of resources. Aiyinasi and Basake, who is the land that I'm the overlord of, is about 1.5 of the whole Greater Accra region, the size of whatever.
I see.
We have a lot of forest reserves. We have got minerals, we have wildlife, everything in the forest reserve. Yeah. This particular forest reserve is called Draw River Forest Reserve. That has been preserved since 1890. And you have a lot of mahogany trees and what have you in that forest reserve. And this errant non-gazetted chief has taken it upon himself with some other officialdom who are behind him. I don't want to mention them now. Okay. But without their connivance, he will not be able to do what he has been doing. So he's been felling the mahogany trees and all those trees for lumber. Okay. Now, first and foremost, you know, my town, Aiyinasi, is named after Onyina. Okay. Onyina tree is our sacred tree that we don't even touch the tree. It's the spiritual backbone of the town, and Onyina, the Onyina tree. Okay. Okay. So for over 300 years, we've never touched those trees because that's our spiritual backbone. When we do our long age-old festivals, we go there to make libations for the town to be cleansed. Okay. Yeah. So we never touch that tree. But this errant chief has taken it upon himself to fell all those trees in the town, in Aiyinasi and its environs. Oh, wow. So he has killed the spirit. Oh, wow. And the spiritual backbone of the town. And that's why we are so whatever that he should not sit on that stool. So the Omine, which is the community, have gone ahead and distilled him, and that he should not even step in the palace. So the palace has been boarded up, hoarded, that he shouldn't go there. So he went and brought 28 strong, heavily built, what they call them, bulldogs. The local parlance, they call them budos. Okay. So it's really basically bulldogs. Yeah. And he brought them in so that he could go and perform some rituals in the palace. That if the community says that they've distilled him, then any other successive chief that will be installed on that stool would die.
I see.
So that was what he was doing, and it raised tension in the town, in the community, and then they will go out there looking for looking to go and attack him.
Yeah.
But then the plan was that because he had some people in higher places.
Yeah.
To whatever. So they plotted, they hatched a plan that he would go and perform whatever rituals that he was doing at the palace. And when he finished around 5 o'clock, then he would give the what's his name, the district police commander, the divisional commander, and the DC, the honorable DC of the district, so that they will come and evacuate him with the police escort.
Okay, so did you report this to the police?
No, copiously. We were reporting to the district. Luckily I was there.
Okay.
So what the thing started around 9 o'clock, and I got hint that the Omahine at Atrabo had actually invited the township, the leaders of the township, to come to Atrabo, which is about 15 kilometers away or 20 kilometers away from Aiyinasi. So he has hatched a plan that he was bringing these bulldogs to come and then ambush the people that Omahine has invited on the road and massacre them. So, you know, there's a trending thing up north.
Okay.
You know, smoke.
Yeah.
Has been banned.
Yes.
In whatever, under curfew in Boko.
Yeah.
Those smoke, they brought those 28 guys wearing those smoke with hidden weapons, lethal weapons. Dismantled guns that they had hidden on them, so that when they needed them, they would use them. And that was what they used, that resulted in the death of the 13-year-old.
Yeah.
So that plan, because apparently the Omahine had not even invited the township, but somebody gave them some misinformation.
Yeah.
But that ambush that was going to happen didn't happen. But then he went to the palace to go and do those rituals that I talked about earlier. And then he raised it caused some tension there for the youth to go and find out what was happening. And during the process, then the police came in, and I slept early. So what even happened? Well, let me go back.
Yeah.
In the afternoon, there was some gun that was seized by one of the cohorts of the chief.
Okay.
That was he had a dismantled gun and some lethal weapons hidden in that bag from the palace, coming out from the palace.
Okay, and who seized them from him? And
the community members seized it and brought them to me. Okay, and even when they arrested another bulldog in the afternoon, they brought him to my compound, my courtyard, for them to deal with him. So with my intervention, otherwise he would have been killed. Yeah. I told them, no, I don't want any spillage of blood and what have you. Yeah. So they arrested and stripped him of the lethal weapons, the gun and all those and that were with that bulldog. So that's why I got to know that they were wearing these smokes. Yeah. As it's been banned in Boko. They came in, all the 28 of them, they were all wearing these smoke with hidden weapons that they were going to use to wreak
And you saw them, or the youth saw them? Did you see these 28 men?
What happened, I was indoors. I never stepped out to see, but reports that I got. So reports from the youth? The youth, yes, and the community leaders. And the community leaders? Yes. Okay. So in the process, a whole lot of things happened, you know? Yeah. And there were about 1,100 youth. Against these 28? Yes, I had joined there, but with the intervention of the police, they would have probably, I don't know, they were pelting stones at them. Okay. They weren't using guns at them, because the youth in Aiyinasi, never ever in the history of my town, there has been even any iota of violence in that town. All right, now let's talk about the reason you're here, which is the petition. Yes. What are you guys demanding from the IGP and the Forestry Commission? Well, the Forestry Commission has sat on their oars and not acted. Yeah. That's why these things have all led to this unfortunate death of this young child. Yeah. So what I've done is that when I came back after the death of this young man, I came and then wrote a petition to the IGP to investigate and find out the root causes of what happened on the unfortunate Wednesday, 17th of November. Now, I followed up because per the law, the Timber Resources Management Act 1997, anyone who is caught cutting or felling trees without utilization contract has a whole lot of range of offenses that are punishable by
law,
fines and jail sentences. So I wrote to the CEO of Forestry Commission and I vetted his mind to these offenses. And I gave them 7 days to act. They didn't act. And then I spoke to my lawyer. He said I should go ahead and do the local remedies by writing to the board of Forestry Commission and then get them to also look at it. And if they don't act, then per the law, I will go in there and file the process of mandamus to compel the state agencies, which is clothed with the constitutional mandate, to conserve our forest and protect the wildlife therein. So that is basically what today at 2 o'clock I filed this letter with the Forestry Commission. But IGP, I went to the IGP and filed this petition on Monday. And IGP was not available, but he detailed for me to see 4 of his utmost officers. I've been his deputy IGP, which is COP, Mr. Yohunu. I met the Director General of Operations, Mohammed Suraji. And then the Hajia Habiba, who is the Director General of Welfare at the police headquarters. So I met all these. I had a 2 hours engagement with them. And then they said it will reach the IGP. My petition will get to the IGP. And the IGP will delve into it and find the culprit. But later on, I got to read that, I'm doing more research on the vigilante law. After the aftermath of the Ayawaso West Wugon, there has been a vigilante law that prohibits anyone. It doesn't matter who ox is God. Using these heavy-built people with lethal weapons to go and wreak havoc in any part of this country. There's a vigilante law that is against that. So with this, now I'm going to go and then also write another petition to the IGP. Now that he has established that this errant chief took those vigilantes wearing those smock with the lethal weapons, the IGP should also. And we know for a fact this IGP is a no-nonsense IGP. It doesn't matter who you are. If you break the law, he will grab you. So we want him now, Mr. IGP, Dr. Dampare, I'll plead to you from the whole community of Aiyinasi Basake. If you weren't there to calm nerves, what is happening in Boko would have been even worse at Aiyinasi. So we've calmed tempers down. Now we're waiting for IGP to act and act promptly so that the youth will be happy and that we will not lose this young 13-year-old in vain.
All right.
So that's basically my message.
All right. Thank you so much. That was Nana Ano Amihe II, who's an overlord of the Aiyinasi and Basake in the Western region.